Lacey, thanks so much. Well, teachers coming to Oklahoma classrooms from California and New York will be required to pass a 50-question test to get their certification. The state superintendent, Ryan Walters, says this test is designed to protect classrooms from what he calls radical leftist ideology.
Yeah, we've seen some of those questions. Here are a few. Teachers will be quizzed on their knowledge of the Constitution and the U.S. government. They'll also be asked about religious freedom and its importance to American identity. And there's also questions about gender identity. We want to bring in Ryan Walters this morning, the superintendent. He joins us here live.
Thank you guys for having me.
Superintendent, thanks so much. It's been a minute since we've talked to you.
It has.
Seems like a lot's been going on over the last few weeks, but you made a lot of headlines yesterday about this new standard test, especially for teachers from California or New York. There's 50 questions. What are some of these other questions that they will see on that test?
Yeah, so what you're going to see, and we've seen the most radical agenda in the country from Gavin Newsom. Over the summer, he came in and required California teachers to teach that there's 27 genders, required California teachers to teach there's no differences between male and female. And we said, listen, our standards are clear here in Oklahoma. We have the best science standards, the best history standards. When we recruit these teachers in, as you guys know, we have record teacher recruitment with our signing bonuses and merit pay programs. We're going to make sure they're going to teach to our standards. And so some of the questions are going to deal with gender. Yeah, you're going to have to know what is a woman. You're going to have to be able to understand that. My 4-year-old knows what the answer to that. So yes, you're going to have to be able to show that you're going to teach that in a classroom. And then also you're going to have to be able to show that you understand the basics of American government and American history. We want great citizens. We want our kids to have a patriotic education that centers in American values. And so we're going to make sure that the teachers coming into the state exemplify that.
So what is the goal here for those passing the test? Is it you have to get them all right, or you miss one or two here, or what is the criteria?
Oh, you got to get them all right. I mean, you saw some of them there. We'll be releasing the whole test soon. And again, I would say for your audience, take the test. Go look at it. This is going to be very transparent. This is going to be a model. We already have other states reaching out saying, we can't wait to see this test. We want to utilize it too, because again, we want the best teachers in the classroom. But what we're seeing across the country in blue states is an agenda to turn our kids into social justice warriors. They are pushing an agenda. Listen to the comments from Governor Newsom in California. It's the craziest stuff that you've ever heard, and they're mandating it. It's not a talking point. They require it in the classrooms. And we're saying here in Oklahoma, we've got common sense. Frankly, this should be left, right, center, shouldn't matter. We're talking about academics. We should all be able to agree. When you're in the classroom, we don't want a left-wing political ideology. We want to talk about history and science and the facts.
What would the definition that you would have for woke ideology? We hear that term thrown around a lot. How would you define it as it comes to teachers coming here?
Absolutely. So what you see from what woke is they mean they want you to awaken to what they believe is the truth, or the lies that they call the truth, which is America's an evil, racist country. There's no such thing as gender. Christianity and faith are bad things. That's what they want you to awaken to. That is nonsensical. All of the tenets of wokeism is to undermine American values and Oklahoma values. So we will reject those things. We will reject the woke attack on the classroom and our kids. And again, you're going to continue to see us recruit the best and brightest. We have a record teacher recruitment again. We have merit pay. We now have 1,000 teachers on track to make $100,000 in the classroom. And look, we're very proud to partner with PragerU on this, to give parents what they've demanded. They want a classroom free of woke ideology and a focus on student outcomes, and that's what we're going to provide here in Oklahoma.
When will we see all those 50 questions? When will they be available for us to put on our website so the public could see those?
Yeah, it'll be very soon. So we've been releasing some of the questions as they've come out. We've been working with the teachers that will have to take the test. We've been notifying the districts of these individual teachers will need to be taking the test this year. So we're still working on the implementation of that, but we're getting an incredible amount of folks that want to take it. We're hearing from folks all over the country now on it. So we're trying to make sure that everything is set up ready for the influx of applicants we're about to get in.
One of the last times you were here, when you interviewed with me and Lacey, you said we were firm but very fair in our questioning.
Yeah.
And so since you're here today, we do have to ask you about some of the things that have transpired, especially over at the last Board of Education meeting where, it was just an unfortunate situation, it seems like, of, nudity playing on the TV in your office, and 2 Board of Education members, Becky Carson and Ryan Dethridge, reporting that. And just all the fallout from that. I just wanted to ask you, now just kind of looking back over that, do you feel like you owe them an apology this morning, Ryan?
I think that's one of the most ridiculous questions I've ever heard.
Why do you say that?
Absolutely not.
I think the thing about it is even the House Speaker, said he did his own investigation. He said you did nothing wrong, that you weren't purposely watching for anything, nudity on the TV, but that they did see it, that they were telling the truth. And that, you said they were lying. And, even according to the House Speaker, what you said was true and what they said was true. So that's why I was just asking you about that this morning.
Absolutely not.
Why do you say that? I mean,
My statements stand for themselves on this. I will not be distracted. Absolutely not.
But you did say it was a coordinated attack. I mean, you leveled some very harsh words about that.
Go look at what I said. Absolutely.
I have it right here.
Got it.
I mean, you said it was disgusting nature of lies leveled against you by board members. It was a coordinated attack, crucifying your character.
Yep.
Do you still stand by that?
Absolutely.
You do?
Absolutely.
So the next board meeting is 1 week from today.
Yeah.
How are you going to face the board members? What's going to happen there?
We'll see how it goes. Listen, Robin, all of this has been a tremendous distraction. I know the media love to run with the story, run with fake headlines and everything else. My focus has been on Oklahoma students, on Oklahoma kids, and this being the best school year ever. We were leading up to the weeks before school started with all of this nonsense. That has been our focus. We are getting record teacher recruitment. We've had record tutoring over the summer. We've got the new standards in place, best history standards, best science standards in the country that now are implemented this year. That's my focus, and guess what? No matter what is going on, I will not be distracted from fighting for the parents of Oklahoma and the outcomes for their kids.
You said it was an attack on their character, but you also came out and essentially called them liars. Is that not an attack on their character? Would they not see it that way?
Yeah, look, I know this is what you'll want to talk about, and I've told you, I've made my statements on it. You can go back, replay them every day if you want. I am moving on to better the education system for our kids. I've made very clear how I feel about the situation and what was done. I am moving forward because that's what we should be doing for our kids. And by the way, guys, I am constantly attacked and tried to be stopped from the agenda that parents put me here to do. Everything that you're seeing when the teachers union is going crazy, peddling their lies against me and attacking me, this agenda is not Ryan Walters' agenda. It is the people of Oklahoma. When I looked every voter in the eye and said, I will do all of what's in my power to bring education back, that's what we're doing. But guys, you see the coordinated attacks on me because of what we're standing for, and that's what Oklahomans want.
All I would say, with all due respect, it does appear that they were telling the truth. They did see something. You said you saw something to the speaker. And so that was the truth. That wasn't a coordinated.
I would tell you. No. I would tell you. You need to do a little more in-depth reporting.
Well, there is.
You need to You need to do a little more in-depth reporting on what was said in the aftermath by each one of those individuals, what they were said in their interviews, and I would ask you to do that. And I think it's a pretty easy story to figure out what was going on.
We interviewed him for an hour here on News
That's
9,
great.
and you're here today, and we're grateful for that.
Sure.
I'm grateful that you are here. I know the next board meeting could be tense. Are you? How will you greet them? I mean, will you have a private conversation with them? I mean, what's your plan moving forward?
I couldn't care less about that. What I care about, what I'm concerned about, are the kids of Oklahoma and the parents. I will not be distracted by nonsense. I will not be distracted by lies. I will not be distracted by attacks. My focus is going to be that every single child, every parent out there watching, has the best school year possible. So that I'm not going to be distracted from that. Again, I know the media likes to get their clicks and they want to continue a story going on, but listen, my focus is what I was voted on to do, which is make Oklahoma education the best in the country, the best it can possibly be, and that's what I'm dedicated to do.
Well, this is the first time we've had the chance to visit with you about it, and again, I do appreciate it. We should mention that the entire investigation is still in front of the district attorney, Vicki Bahena, and so we'll continue just watching what happens.
While we have you, I wanted to ask one last thing. Of course, you talk all the time about working closely with the Trump administration. Secretary of Education was here. I'm curious if you got an invitation to that, or do you feel snubbed?
No, I was out of state. And again, we've been talking to her team, almost daily. We always do. But no, we're already excited to welcome her back. Glad she had a great visit. But yeah, no, I was pre-planned out of state for that amount of time. But listen, the Trump administration has done more for education than any presidential administration in history. We're so excited to continue to move forward with our plans. We're continuing to be excited about bringing an America First agenda to all Oklahoma schools. So yeah, we welcome the Secretary into the state. Can't wait for her to be back. And again, we cannot wait to continue bringing that America First agenda to Oklahoma.
All right, finally, I have to ask you, because you know it's coming. Okay, is there any announcement coming from Ryan Walters about running for governor of the state of Oklahoma?
It's over a year here.
Well, hey, I was just...
That's a year away.
Now would be the time.
I was just having breakfast this morning and had some ladies came up and asked me if I was running and really wanted me to run. And look, that's always flattering and it's always very kind. And listen, I told you a minute ago, and it's the truth. My focus right now is to get the school year started. You know, I looked at this way as a teacher, parents know this, how the school year starts is so crucial, right? You know, do you have everything going? Are the kids really getting in a routine? And I think that's very important from this role as well. Is school getting started? Is everything getting launched that should be? Is all the supports out there, all the resources out there? So that's my focus right now. Look, there will be a decision that needs to be made, and I appreciate. Look, Oklahomans are really concerned. They look at the field, they see that there's no real MAGA candidate, there's no real supporter of President Trump in the race. And so, yeah, I get it wherever I go. A lot of folks want me to run, and again, it's flattering. It's an honor to even, have my name thrown around like that. But we'll have to make a decision at some point, and not quite there.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Ryan Walters, thank you always for coming in.
Thank you,
We
guys.
appreciate it. Thanks so much. We really do
Appreciate it.
appreciate you joining us. All right, we'll be back with more. Keep it here. Lacey's Forecast is coming up right after this.